Wow, welcome back. This is my joy to always know there is someone who is waiting for me and who is waiting to have a conversation today. My name is Jennifer Njeri Joroge, and I want to welcome you today as we have a conversation. Me and you, we are going to have a conversation, a real one, that has been stigmatized in our world today, and mostly in an African culture. Welcome again. I want to remind you of what we have been talking about. We had we were talking about the aspects of life, and we talked about the spiritual ones, we talked about the emotional ones, and now we are into sexual one. And I want to say this, I have been always telling you that this is my journey. So I had an encounter with a homosexual person. What did I do? Did I become a lesbian or not? And before we go to that, I want to say something that I forget to say about emotions. Okay. Uh, ni vizuri kuwa na watu wenye wanakusurround, people who surround you, people who believe in you, and people when they how I expect anything in return. They are just there for you in thick and thin. Hivyo ndivyo wanasemanga, ni vizuri kuwa na watu wenye watasimama na wewe. And wakati niko huku Gulf, I prayed Mungu anipee watu, and God truly has given me people that stand with me. Kuna watu siku haiwezi isha bila kuniangalia niko aje, ninaendelea aje. Hawana another motive. Motive yao ni kuniangalia hali yangu. Yes, they are there. And I want to thank these people. I want to thank Mom Regina and Dad Isaac. Dad Isaac, I call you prophet of my life. You remember you prayed for me to get born again? Yes, sijatupa wokovu, niko nayo. These are people who have stood with me, and this family, they take care of me even when I'm far away. They look after me. They call and ask, daughter, are you okay? Are you eating? Is the climate okay? They ask me about all sorts of things. And secondly, I want to thank my prayer partner and my friend for almost more than 10 years. It's around 13 or 14 years. Just what I want to thank you so much for always standing in the gap. You have prayed with me. We have prayed constantly. We have been friends, and there is no day that this guy doesn't call me. There is no day that he doesn't call me. And there is no week that goes by without us praying together and asking God to intervene. He has his situations, I have my situations. We pray together and we ask God to intervene. Those are the kinds of friends that you need. Ndio wakupee emotional support. Those I just don't have words. Thank you so much, guys. And today the conversation is sexual conversation, sexual aspects of our lives. And I want to ask this to every single person. Saa zile umefika 18 years, do you really expect ukitoka na uko nje vitu zitakuwa the way they are right now? Vitu zingine huwa zinakusurprise. Haujawahi sikia umetoka Shanks umekuja Nairobi ama umeenda Gulf, hujawahi sikia vitu zingine, hata hujawahi live alone, hata experience hujawahi sikia. Now this is what awaits for you. Ukishatoka nje ya mlango ya mamako ukienda, this is what awaits for you. And to our dear parents, do we still have that conversation ama tuliitupilia mbali? Do you have that conversation with your kids? Do you really have it? Munaongeanga, munaulizana maswali. Do you have it? Ama Ama wewe tu ni mtu mwenye channel ikipita inaongelelea LGTB una change mbio. Those are the conversations that people they're supposed to have. Now, munasikianga tumekuja Gulf. Munasikianga mwanafunzi ameenda campus. Yes, munasikianga all sort of things. Now I will talk here from Gulf. Nitaongelelea hiyo. Our bodies, when we came, we were married. We were people's wife. Others were husbands. Yes? And now, hata kama hujaolewa, tumesha exercise. Yes, let's call it as it is. Watu wamesha exercise. So, the body already iko na familiarity ya hizi vitu. So, umekuja Gulf. Umejipata kwa nyumba kama hii. Mimi mzee wa huku anakujanga weekend. So, sura ya mwanaume naonanga weekend. Na si mwanaume wangu, ni mwanaume wa wenyewe. So you can imagine, I don't have hakuna kurub shoulders na any person mwenye anaitwa mwanaume. Okay? Na wenye wako kwa places, wenye wanarub shoulders na wanaume, na brothers, na sons, na wanaume kwenye wanaishi, what happens? Okay? Wanaonanga a beautiful black woman amekuja. And tunasikianga men they want to test. And the men in them want to know msichana mweusi amebeba nini. Ni yenye imebebwa huku na wamama wa kwetu. So they want to know. And so unaanza kufuatafuatwa nyuma. Siku yenye utapatikana. Okay? They always say, sisi ndio tumewafundisha. Au hawakuwa wanajua. They always say we are the ones to seduce their males. So, when utapatikana, that's why unasikianga mtu aliuawa. Okay? That's why unasikianga mtu go through abuse. Kuna mwingine anaripiwa constant anaripiwa night after night after night. Yes, those cases are there. Kuna mwingine anaripiwa na baba, anakutana na kijana, anakutana na nani. Those cases are there. So, it is, ukikuja huku, wewe jiulize kama utatoboa. Na jiulize, mimi kama Jennifer, nitaweza kuwa Joseph. Unajua Joseph alishikwa hivi, akatoroka mbio. Will I be able to be Joseph? If such situations finds me, how am I going to handle them? Okay. And I'm going to speak, I'm going to give a story first. Before niendelee na ile story yangu ya encounter with a lesbian, I'm going to say something that happened to me years back. Tukiwa kwetu, my mother is alikuwa mtu mkarimu sana. So she would invite people. Hangetaka kuona watu wakiteseka. So he invited our uncle who stayed with us before apate kazi. So, hizo nyumba vile zimejengwa, tunalalanga kwa zile double decker si wa Kenya. So, my uncle alilala juu, sisi tulilala chini. In the middle of the night, nilisikia mtu na mikono yake, amepanda, amefika ile level. I have been always, mimi sinyamazangi. So, for one, nili freak out at this time because sijui nilikuwa nifanye aje. Niliamka nikaakisha light, nikachukua kalamu na karatasi, nikaandikia mama yangu, nikamwandikia. Unaona pale kwa mwanya ya mlango, nikatupa karatasi hapo, and I went back to bed. So, the following day tukaamka tukaenda shule. So then nilitoka shule, there was no uncle in our home. So, those are just cases, there are just so many. Assaults zinafanyika kila mahali by relatives, by strangers, by everyone. Okay. Now, it happened yesterday. I went through one of our social media na ilikuwa live. Hizi vitu zenye conversations zenye zinaenda live kwa media. Nikakiwa curious. Haijaandikwa anything, so nikakiwa curious. Watu wako live, so I started watching. It was a lesbian conversation. And this is where, before we get into lesbianism, this is where masturbation inaingililia. And they really talked about masturbation as if it's taking milk or eating food. Na mind you, hawa ni watu hawajuani. They just want to see each other's naked body and they will continue with masturbation. Are we really having these conversations at home? Are we talking to our kids? Are we ourselves informing ourselves of what is outside there? Are we really doing that? That is a question. So, ilikuwa live. Wasichana wa watu wa Kenya wametoka Kenya wamekuja Gulf, huku wifi ni free, huku ni mingi, so they are doing all sort of manners kwa social media. Don't even assume hata kwa campuses, hata kwa colleges, hata even in our homes where we have wifi, these things are there and masturbation is there. My biggest question and my biggest worry, mtu akishaingia kwa masturbation, will this person be able to have a marriage or an opposite sex partner later in life? Sijui hiyo. It's a question. Sijajua. So it's a big worry. So, and the second thing tutaingililia, and the third thing tutaingililia lesbianism. Here in Gulf, mostly, so many houses ziko na wafanyikazi wawili. So ukikuja kwa nyumba, unapatanga mfanyikazi mmoja wa kitambo. So na wewe pia unakuja unamjoin. So because mtu anataka kujua kazi, unafurahia, hata you call home. Nimefurahi mama, nimepata Mkenya, nimepata Mfilipino, nimepata Muethiopia, tunafanya kazi, and you are so happy. Anakupimia hivi, wiki inaisha. Wiki ishamaliza kuisha, anakwambia ndio nikufundishe kazi. Ama ndio nikufundishe vile kazi huku itafanyangwa, I have to teach you something else. Anakublackmail, lively, anakublackmail. So, kama hauna roho ya Joseph ya kuponyoka, unajipata. And you will find yourself umeindulge, umejipata umekuwa lesbian. Pia wewe, vile umerekrutiwa, huyu akienda, ukiletewa mwingine juu umeshazoea, hata wewe utarecruit. My worry, tukirudi nyumbani, tunaenda kufanya nini? We end up teaching others. Because, let me tell you, lesbianism ama masturbation, si kitu unaweza ekelea mtu mikono, raba shanda, umwekelea mikono hivi itoroke. This is a personal decision and responsibility. Mtu amekaa chini, amedecide, I want to do this. Okay? So, isi kitu unaweza ekelea mtu mikono? No. Hii ni decision ya mtu personally. So, juu tumeshapata hiyo exposure, when we come home, ndio unasikianga, wasichana hawataki kuona wasichana wenzao. For me, from a distance, I can be able to see a lesbian because I have had an encounter with them. Na namwangalia tu hivi, the way they look at me, I can tell, this one is of that kind. So this is where watu wanajipata. Others are just curious cat. Okay? Others wanataka kujipea visababu. Because I have saw my mother going through this, I don't want men in my life. So they decide to become this, whatever they want to become. Others are homosexuals, others are lesbianism, others are gay. These are choices that people are making. Okay? And there are others who have decided to go through celibacy. Wamesema in this time of my contract or in this time I'm going to abstain from sex. I'm not going to have any kind of sexual activities. Others zenye zinatuhapenia, it's sexual conversation. And even I believe kuna mtu ananiona hapa. I'm a victim of that one also. So I happened to have a friend, tulikuwa tunaanza uhusiano. So the direction of the conversation ilikuwa inanielekeza into a sexual conversation. I wondered if my body become hot now, na fimbo ya mbali haiui nyoka, what will I do? I talked to him about it and he was like, alikuwa ananiita mimi mshamba, but I had to stand with my own feet and make a decision, and that relationship ended there. Ilikuwa imeanza, but because inaanza na nimeona what kind of a relationship is this, I had to stop it. I don't want to be hearing sex conversations in my ears. Or mtu ananituma kwa site fulani, go to this site or go to this site or watch this. I said no, I am not going to do that, and that relationship ended there. And then haikuwa imezeeka, iliishia hapo na hapo. So I had to make a decision hapo na hapo. And this is where I come and say my encounter with a homosexual. Okay, life ya Nairobi kila mtu anajua ni Friday, ni Sato. So tunasema juu tumemaliza job, we go for a sleepover. So sisi tulienda sleepover kwa nyumba ya Self Confused. Tumejipanga hivi. So we were 7 of us. So 3 were couples and I was alone. I was not a couple. So hawa ni watu wenye ninajua for most of my years. So these are young couples, they were coming up, so I know them. So tumelala, tumeweza kuwatch movie, tukalala. Katikati tu ya kulala hapo, nikasikia kamkono kanatembea. Kametembea wewe, kametembea. And because I don't want to react fast, nilijifanya nimelala. Kamkono kametembea proper. Na kitu yenye nafikiria hivi kwa mawazo yangu, katikati ya watu wote, nani anaweza kuwa amenikosea heshima? Because all of them, I'm like their elder sister. So I'm wondering, ni nani huyo anaweza kuwa amenikosea heshima hivi? Leave alone, saa zile nilitrace hiyo mkono inatoka wapi. Ilikuwa ya one of the ladies, one of the girlfriends of my friends. I didn't know what to do with her. Nikamwambia, kuja unipeleke washroom. So she took me outside. Kufika hapo kwa mlango, I think her body was very hot. She tried to kiss me and she was a bigger, alikuwa mkubwa kidogo kuniliko. So she literally I didn't want to create chaos, so nilimpush tu hivi kidogo. And nilimwambia, my friend, I'm a straight person. Leave alone being homosexual. I'm very straight. So let me warn you and warn you again. We will not have this again. And you are going to respect me. And I'm going to respect you. And we will not, the history haitapita hapa. If you will respect me. If you don't, I'm going to show who I am. Okay? So I stood. And I never became a lesbian. I didn't even indulge in the activity. But I want to ask a question. Kama ningekuwa mtu weak, kama ningekuwa mtu curious, I want to know what is this. Unajua, kila mtu anakuwa curious. Everybody want to know what is this. Kama ningekuwa mtu curious, I want to know what would have happened. What would have become of me. So our girls, wenye tunalea, are they strong enough to say no? Wenye mnakuja huku Gulf, are you strong enough to say no? Are you strong enough not to watch those sites? Are you strong enough? That is my big question. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for giving me an ear. I want to tell all my viewers, thank you so much. God bless you. For those who have subscribed, I want to thank you so much. And for you that you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We are going to have these more conversations, because I told you I'll be using my personal experience. Sitakuwa nikitumia watu wengine. I'll be using my personal, me as an example, so that I can be able to reach out to so many people as possible. So thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Wassalam.